For the third time, this third time is the charm. Mic check, 1 2 1 2, y'all. Mic check, 1 2 1 2. TikTok, while it's just us, I appreciate the platform and the opportunity to connect with like-minded individuals while using this platform. With that said, we're gonna use this platform to edify, uplift, and educate, might even be a little entertaining. What's happening? What's good to the people out, man? I had to come back through. My screen froze soon as I crunk up. You know how it go. But I'm back late. But hey, man, we still great, man. So here it is. We still got this thing called today, man. We got this thing called today. Don't get mad at me because you call it Sunday. Look at the picture and look at who the people worship on Sunday. And we say that is the personification of the sun. So we just gonna get into it today, man. Trigger warning. Let me start by saying today is a brand new day. We still have what you call now. We still in it. And because we still have what we call now, man, we experience what we call now as life, and we experience life in moments, and moments can't be measured. And that's what the days consist of. And each moment of each day is always new. But we've already experienced moments before. I experienced days before. Yet still the present, the gift, is always new. It's called the gift not because it's a coincidence, but because it is a benefit or a goodness that we have received that we did not earn or owe nothing for. So that's why we call now the present. And meaning it's a gift, that means that if we didn't receive it, because you know how like when a baby is born, soon as the baby is born, the baby don't get gifts because the baby did anything good, said anything right, or believed anything good. The baby get gifts because of the goodness of the giver. That's what the present is, a gift. And you received it like a baby, because of the goodness of the giver of the present. Not because anything good or right we feel like we did or said or know. But what we're doing today, man, is breaking the spell of Christianity, holding Christianity accountable. I got a scripture that I want to come from today, if y'all don't mind. Got a scripture. I said I want to come from a scripture today, if y'all don't mind that. But trigger warning first before I get into all of that, man. Trigger warning to you if you have not begun the process or see the need to deconstruct your religious belief system. You may be triggered by the information shared in this live. Trigger warning to you if you think that people that don't agree with you are wrong. Trigger warning to you if you believe that people who don't agree with you are wrong. This is not a safe space for your mind. I'm gonna present some information. These are revelations. Let me make sure I say that in the while I'm giving the trigger warning to the people. These are revelations. When I say that means what I'm sharing with my people was not taught to me by a person or a book. That's not how I got it. That's not how I received it. I ran for it for a very long time. But I'm in my purpose now, walking in my purpose now, and left the world alone, left the world to the world, and now I'm on to kingdom building. So here we go. I put that scripture right there, and I put the King James Version right there. I want to read it. This is for people who may be deconstructing from the religion or organized religion of Christianity or Judaism or Islam, but still want to get an understanding of the book and what it means. My contention to you is that there is a difference in the book between the character God and the character Lord God. Not only that there is a difference between the two. You're dealing with one trying to impersonate the other. What has been taught to you about the Bible is not true. So let's give you some backup for it. Let me help you understand what you got. So the Roman Empire, right? They compiled the Bible, they put it together. But the movement and the people who started the movement were all Jews. But Rome didn't like the Jews. They wanted to get rid of the Jews, and they wanted to usurp the authority of these Jews within this movement. Because the movement that they started following Jesus was causing people to come out of the empire and see to their own needs, selling all of their possessions and leaving the empire. So all your workers and your slaves is running away. So you gotta get this stuff under control. Now these people that started the movement are Jews, all of them. Jesus, the apostles, all Jews, and they all have a law that they adhere to. But now there are Gentiles that are starting to follow this movement, which is making it a problem for Rome. So what they got to do is they have to regain or usurp the authority of the movement among the Gentiles. Enter Paul, the organizer and the one who structured and puts together what you know of as Christianity. But what was taught to you as a community of churches, and in your mind, this community of churches were buildings where people gathered to worship, was actually a community of people with houses, independent from the system, that had left the system. And these were communities of people who were independent of the system. Now remember, the Jews have a place to worship, but the Gentiles do not. So they got to go from house to house. Paul is a Roman citizen. He was a persecutor of this movement for the religion of Judaism and for the government of Rome. That's why he let it be known he was a Roman citizen while he did his thing. He had his conversion, and he began to be the apostle to the Gentiles. He's still a Jew. Rome, under Constantine, makes this movement, which they call Christianity, the official religion of Rome. And to show the people that had a change of heart, not only had they converted, they were going to convene a series of councils to put the authorized, authentic version of the teachings of Jesus and the apostles. They were going to do it. They not Jews. They already got rid of the Jews, destroyed their temples. But they're going to compile these Jewish books, these Gentiles, these Romans. Roman scholars, Roman translators. The book, the information, the scrolls did not come from them. They appointed themselves the official arbiters of this new movement that you know of as Christianity, to set it in order. So this is how you got the Bible. But the King James Version comes later. And the King James Version came because King James wanted to split from the Roman Catholic authority. And to do so, he had to take some stuff out the book and make his version that leave out the part that may make you think that the authority is with Rome and the Catholic Church. So the King James Version have 66 books. Because just like Constantine was the emperor of Rome, King James is the ruler of Britain, or Great Britain, known today as the United Kingdom. And the script are coming from the governments, the ruling governments. The most powerful government on the land at the time is who are the ones writing or putting together your official scripture, whether it be Rome or King James. But this is how you got the book. But again, neither King James or the Constantine or the interpreters or scholars of Rome or the translators under King James, these were not Jews. They were not inspired. They had not received any revelations. None of that. It didn't come from them. They just compiled it. The Gentiles usurped the Jewish movement and they became the authorities. So it was like a slap in the face to the Jews because we are saying that your law, we got a right, we now have the right to destroy your temple and disperse your people because your law is now null and void. You don't have to respect your law. Because the movement is, the biggest thing about it is we got to stress to you, if we don't stress to you nothing else, we are no longer under Jewish law, Gentiles. We don't gotta follow they law. And we gotta give you the script, the propaganda, because we finna go to war with these people and destroy their temple and kick them out of Rome. So we have to show you, we have to discredit them. You have to usurp their authority, because in the minds of the people, Peter and the apostles have the authority in the movement. Rome don't like that. There's 3,000 people left the first time, Peter's first sermon, and 3,000 people say, man, we leaving the whole entire system. We done with it. We all finna come together, 3,000 of us. We finna do for us. And there's other communities starting to do it. Man, this is a problem. So you got to really understand what's going on, why I'm finna read to you what I'm finna read to you. Because it's in the Exodus. Leaving Egypt, leaving prison, leaving bondage. Because the Egyptian gang, they got their empire based on the Babylonian gang, and the Babylonian gang come from Nimrod, who come from Cain. So it's all based on human sacrifice. If you want to move up in the society established by the lineage of these people, it must be by the way of the means of some type of sacrifice, human blood sacrifice. This is what they set up from Cain, the first city-state, because you remember Cain built the first city, first government. You know what make it a city, right? That you think it's buildings that make it a city. It's not just the people that populate the city that make it a city. It's the order, it's the government, city-state, state of being, state of mind. We talking about what Cain set up, how state of mind that he have. If I want to move up, I got to get it from who got it. If I want to be rich, that means somebody got to be poor. They got to be. That's what I'm saying. That's the shadow of what I'm saying. Man, I want to be rich. The shadow of that, what I just said is, man, somebody going to have to be poor. Because that's how I'm going to know I'm rich. Let's go down through there, y'all. And the Lord is say the Lord in all caps. Anytime you see Lord in all capital letters, hold on, because let me stop and pause for the people who believe in capital letter. You see the title say breaking the spell of Christianity, right? Tell me if I'm lying, right or wrong, or something that's being a supreme being or being called God or all powerful. Is this based on capital letters? Do capital letters make a being good or all powerful? That's what I'm asking. Because Christianity have this caveat that you have to adhere to their perspective of the Bible. And only their perspective of the Bible is the correct one. And if you interpret the Bible any other way than the way Christians interpret the Bible, then it is wrong. But the problem with that is there is no clear consensus among Christians on what or who the real Christians are. I got a picture on the wall as evidence. Because the image on the wall came from Christians. Come from the institution of Christianity. But if you ask a Methodist or a Baptist or a Lutheran or a Catholic or a Jehovah's Witness or a Mormon or a non-denominational, they're gonna tell you they got the truth. And everybody else is wrong. Among Christians. So if you say that the only way to interpret is through Christianity, we will have to first establish which one among you so-called Christians is the real Christians. But that's why we trying to help you break a spell and show you who you got the spell from. These governments that put the books together. Rome and King James, the United Kingdom. Govern, control, mind. So let's read. So Lord in all caps, when you see Lord in all caps, it is to replace what's called the tetragrammaton or the name, which is the 4 letters. Tetragrammaton literally means the 4 letters. And it is to replace the name given to Moses at the bush. The name given to Moses is, I am that I am. Tell them I am sent you. The sacred pronunciation of it is you, because when you pray or you give your supplication, you say you in your mind, no matter the title that you use to address the Most High or your ancestors, whatever. When you pray, you say, I thank you, I praise you, I ask you, but you make no sound. It's a sacred you. That's why we say it's not to be pronounced. It's not to be said. So they replace this sacred name, which is pronounced you and mean I am. Catch it if you can. Because you got to understand those that consider the Most High to be parents or of mother and father, father or mother. It's not you that name your mother and father. They name you. To show you the sense of humor of our people, when you went looking for a name, the name you were given was you, and it mean I am. And you just gonna have to catch that. But to help you do that, we're gonna read it. So, and the I am said to Moses, because Lord mean it's Adonai, it's a replacement. Lord mean master. Depending on your level of perception or awareness, what this word mean to you, but they replace. It's a replacement of a name that mean I am and is pronounced you. Moses mean he who was drawn from water. I think Aaron mean very bright. And the I am, and the Lord said to Moses, see, I have made you a god to Pharaoh, and Aaron your brother shall be your prophet. I'm in the King James Version. I have made you a god to Pharaoh, and Aaron your brother shall be your prophet. See, when one is talking, you can't see capital or lowercase letters, can you? You say, the Lord said to Moses. When one is speaking, you can't see capital or lowercase letters, can you? No, you can't. God is a title. He didn't say, I'm gonna make you like a god to Pharaoh. He said, I'm gonna make you a god to Pharaoh. And when one is speaking, again, you cannot see whether I'm using capital or lowercase letter when I'm speaking. Lord is also a title. It means master. Because your I am, the real you, is your master. The master of this vessel. Lord of hosts. This is what we dealing with. What's happening? It does not say I made you like a god to Pharaoh. It said I made you a god to Pharaoh. Who is Pharaoh? He's the ruler of Egypt. What is Egypt? Mizraim, the prison, the fortified place, the place of bondage. And to them, the rulers, you are God to them. Because Pharaoh represents these people. And you are a God to the representative or the leader or the Lord or the master. Look at the picture on the wall. And you are a God to the people who call themselves the Pharaoh or the Lord or the master of the land. But God is a title only for those who know who I am. You got to know you, and you got to know who I am. That's who get the word of title. But I just want to, a lot of people go to Psalms chapter 82 and we show that, or we go to when Jesus say, it is written, ye are gods, for which of these are you stoning me? But we don't never really just check out really what the Exodus is saying. When we think about that, it's always now. And it's an exodus happening in your face. People look at the picture. People are leaving the institution of Christianity. Okay, so let's put the story together so that people can understand what's going on. Moses means he who is drawn from water. Waters are peoples, nations, and tongues. Abraham means father of a multitude. Peoples, nations, and tongues. But you got to be drawn out of the waters. When you're born, the mama water break. Dry the ground, come out from out of the waters. When the water is gathered into one place, dry ground is called Zion. Head coming out the womb after the water break. And it is said that it's crowning. I'm talking about Zion now. Place of peace. Most high, sacred place of peace. But Moses is drawn from water, true indeed. He's drawn from water. But Moses is raised by Pharaoh's daughter. Many people that didn't hear this story because they have not been exposed to the sacred or esoteric meaning of the text only take it literal. But the sacred meaning of daughter is always understanding. With it all, daughter always mean understanding. Israel had 12 sons and one daughter. The daughter name was Dinah. Dinah means judgment. But you only hear about the 12 sons because you under the spell of a patriarchy, a sorcerer. After he's drawn from water, because he's raised by Pharaoh's daughter, that means he's raised with Pharaoh's understanding. That's why he's raised in Pharaoh's house or in his palace. He's raised on Pharaoh's understanding. Who is your Pharaoh? That you was raised under? King James. That's your slave master. That's your Pharaoh. Okay? You was raised. Let me hold it up for you so you can see it. Look at the picture on the wall. You was raised by Pharaoh's daughter. King James understanding. You was raised on King James version translation. You was raised on his understanding. His daughter. Well, who is her mother? Well, who is the mother of this? Where do it come from? It didn't come from, originate with King James. It's the daughter. This is his understanding. This is the King James. Where is the mother? Where did it came from? Rome. The Catholic Church. Roman Empire, you put the Bible itself together. This is just the King James version of the Bible Rome put together. So the Bible Rome put together is the mama. And King James version is the daughter. The mother is the whore. Sit on top of many waters. That's why you got to get drawn out of the waters. Oh, yeah, we just gonna take our time, and if you see it, remember that it's always now. By side of the time that Rome gave you, 12-month year, 24-hour day. It's there, you got it. You can't, you understand me? But once you start seeing some stuff, you won't really unsee it, and you'll be able to step outside of time, because it is said of God that God exists outside of time. And you got your concept of time from Rome. BC and AD, look at the picture. Breaking the spell of Christianity, because the Most High write on your heart. It's a secret. That's why it's sacred. Unless you give your testimony of what the Most High revealed to you or wrote on your heart. Once you give the testimony, those that receive it as prophecy. Remember God to Pharaoh, your brother Aaron is going to be your prophet. Because Moses don't talk directly to the people. And we have a way among our culture, among our people, how we operate. And the Most High among us always have a go-between to deal, a mediator between the Most High among us and the people. It's something we set up. Because we talking about a kingdom, right? You know what a kingdom means. You know that means not only a family line, it means a family order, a family culture, a way that we do things that's according to the way the family do it. Once we got enough for us, man, it's not just the family culture, man. This is our law. But like how you call the Most High among you Pharaoh or king or president, in our culture, we call the Most High among us God. That's the title we give in our culture. God is a title. And compared to the culture that we dealing with, let's slow down. Moses gets to wear this title because Moses has been to the burning bush. It ain't a tree yet. It's a bush that he come from. His family tree is still growing. It's still being established. So it's a bush, but it's on fire and it's lit. How you know this is family tree? Because it's at the bush that Moses get the name. I am. You. He learned you. Where do you learn you at? Where do you learn who I am at? Look at the picture on the wall. Do you get it out the picture on the wall? Do you get it out the book? Or do you get it from your family tree? Who you are. Who you are. But what happened if you done been killed from your family tree, barred from your family tree, been convinced that the knowledge of your family tree is irrelevant, don't matter? In all your life, you've been raised on Pharaoh's understanding of who you are. Then you get out from under that and you come into the understanding of who you really are. To your family tree. The bush, where you learn who I am at. But it's pronounced you. So Moses pulled back on the people who he was drawing from water. Say, y'all, we finna go do our own thing. Because in the name of God, God sent me to tell you. And they say, well, what's the name of the God? Check it. If he give you the pronunciation, Moses' response was, you. He's telling the people, hey, y'all, finna in the name of God. God told me we finna go. And the people ask, what's the name? Moses say, you. Among the people, it wasn't number 72 elders that got the game and came to the mountaintop to eat and drink with God. So they was put over the rest of the people because when Moses first told them you, they understood it. So y'all gonna be the elders of the people, man. The 72, man. The 72 is a sacred number too. You gotta check. It's deep. Oh man, it's so deep. 12 times 6. It's just we so once, okay, and if he give them the understanding when he tell them, hey, y'all pack up, I'm coming in the name of the God of our forefathers and our ancestors, and they say, what's the name of this God? Moses say, I am. Who is this God, Moses? What's his name? I am. Who is this God, Moses? What's his name? You. Yeah, come on, y'all, because we not finna be enslaved no more, because now we remember who we are. We coming up out from under King Pharaoh and his understanding. That's what's happening now. It's happening now. That's why I say I'm sharing with you revelations. No preacher or book for me to get it from a revelation. I didn't get it from a video or a pastor or a belief system. And I share them because it's a calling. I've been supposed to share it years ago. I tried to hide it in music and business moves and other things, but ain't nothing better than just being bold and speaking it plain. But okay, so holding Christianity accountable because of Christianity. If you understand the burning bush to be your family tree, and it's a bush, cause man, your tree been cut down, man. You don't know who your family tree, where you come from. You got you a little bush. You probably can go far back as your great grandparent now. Maybe you got a family bush. Your shit cut down. Hey man, I use explicit language, man, but all your curses are in your Bible. Say, man, they curse so hard in the Bible, man. They curse down to the 3rd and 4th generation, man. Say they grandkids and great grandkids, they don't play no game. So that's where you find your cursing. But I use explicit language, man. But yeah, you don't have a family tree no more. You got a family bush, man. Compared to Pharaoh now, how far back they go back with their lineage? Yeah, you got a family bush compared to them. But it's still somewhere along the line in your family line, in your family tree, right? Somebody woke up, your soul woke up. Somebody in there woke up at one time, knew exactly who and what they was, and passed it on purpose. But it fell to the subconscious in the next generation. And the generation after that, it was deeper in the subconscious. And the generation after that, it was even deeper in the subconscious. But now it's starting to rise again. Because everything we observe in this reality, in this realm, move in cycles, does it not? All light that we observe move in cycles. Knowledge, wisdom, and understanding is the sacred meaning of light. And it also moves in cycles. We call it ages or a day. It don't got nothing to do with the sun, moon, or stars. Our culture is outside of what they call time. So you got the 7th month, September, and the 8th month, October, and the 9th month, November, and the 10th month, December. Where the other 2 months come from? Because the kingdom split. It was 10 and 2. 10 tribes and then 2. They can't do nothing but point. Everything point to who and what you are. Everything. but you been believing in that picture or some variation of it. They may paint it brown now, and for you to accept it, because the Matrix gonna present you with the blue pill where they painted palm color to black. It's still gonna be the blue pill. The difference is you got those coming to remind you of how special it's for you to remember, re-put together who you are, and you got those trying to convince you of who they are. It's a difference between us. It's very subtle. But this is what we dealing with. When we talk about right or wrong interpretation, this is the problem. You don't know what right or wrong is, according to nothing you got going on in your life, really. When we talk about the right interpretation of sacred texts, will you have a transcript available? I post it on YouTube. I post this live on YouTube. I post my lives on YouTube. You can go to my YouTube channel to see them. I'm going to warn you, they are repetitive, but you've been taught the lie for 2,000 years, so I'm going to repeat the truth every time I get the chance. But once you hear it once and you get it, you won't unhear it. You won't unsee it. But this is the process of raising the consciousness so that we can get to the work of community building. When you reading what you're reading in Acts chapter 2, verses 44, and 45, 46, these are not people that's planning on going to work Monday. These are people, listen, they sold everything they had and went and built their own community. They had no intention on returning to work. Once they got it, once it sunk in, they was like, oh, I get it. The believers, they was done with the system. Once it sunk in, they was like, oh, I get it. The believers, they was done with the system. Once it sunk in, they was like, oh, I get it. The believers, they was done with the system. I done triggered somebody, y'all. Trigger warning to the Christians, to the Jews, to the Muslims, to the people. Trigger warning if you have not begun the process of deconstructing your religious beliefs. This may not be a safe space for your mind. Trigger warning to you if you feel like anything you disagree with is wrong. Trigger warning to you if you believe anything you disagree with is wrong. Trigger warning to you if you think you know what right or wrong is outside of relatively, that is pertaining to you. Trigger warning to you if you think with your whole heart and all your might that you know what right or wrong is outside of relatively, and that is pertaining to you. And I guarantee you, if we investigate you, we're going to see plenty evidence of your failure to discern right from wrong in your own life, let alone sacred texts. Belief does not increase knowledge. Belief is not knowledge. And a lot of people think what they believe is knowledge. What they believe is all they know. So trigger warning to you if what you believe is all you know. This may not be a safe space for your mind. But to the people that's willing to listen and understand, I'm going to repeat what I said because it must have triggered somebody. So in Acts chapter 2, verse 44, the believers, the 3,000 people that heard what Peter said and came together and sold all their possessions and formed a community, these were not people who intended to go to work Monday, Tuesday morning. They were done with the system. That's why they sold everything they had and came together to see to each other's needs. Now, Christianity gonna teach you that they did this because they was expecting the imminent return of the guy in the picture. They said that they did this because they was expecting the imminent return of the guy in the picture, not because they understood something and built their own communities and left the empire. You got to look past the propaganda, y'all, because you've been fed a fairy tale, a script. That's where you get the term scripture. You've been fed a script in real life. And so you looking for things to appear to you according to the script. And if it does, when it does, it's because you caused it. You, with your perception, with the way you look at things and the energy you invest into the image, you are causing things to manifest because of this. You thinking it's manifesting because of the book, because you under a spell. And they want you to manifest. They book for they genocide and they slavery and they misogyny that they love to do. Yeah, they need you to manifest that for them because this is your realm. So you have to call it good and right, holy and true in order for it to happen. And for a while, they was able to hide this from you. But it is said of darkness or sin, just like it is of light, that once it reaches full measure, it can no longer be hidden. They can't hide it anymore. So the velvet glove is coming off. The southern border is open. It's been open. Because they're just letting you know, okay, well, it's time to remove the velvet glove. But we can't officially send you FBI, CIA, police, and United States troops into these black and minority communities to do our dirty work. So who we gonna send? Y'all must see. I lived in Dallas. I grew up when they was letting the gun smugglers and the illicit drugs and stuff. I came up when they was letting it come through, and it was Jamaicans in Dallas, cause they was coming over here playing the money game and the gun game over here. Cause we United States government fund different sides of different conflicts. Whoever is in line with United States interests, that's who they support, and it's not always necessarily legal. They'll just look the other way because you work for the people that they want to see, that they want to use to overthrow whoever's in power. So we can't officially give you no money, but we can look the other way while you get you some money over here in this neighborhood over here. Go on, take care of your business. All right, well, same thing going on now. All right, they leave. They don't want to work no more. They want to work for us, and they don't want to worship the state god no more. What is it time to do? We can't. We gonna have our workers replaced. We gotta have our workers replaced, and we need consumers, because if they talk about going independent and living off the land and seeing to each other's need, man, we need workers and consumers. We need people that's gonna vote, pay taxes, and we gonna look the other way. While y'all get that set up, took care of. But this is a blueprint that they've always used and stuck. This is not new. Cycles, remember? That's why they work so hard on distracting you and keeping you unaware of who and what you are or reality. We live in a fantasy world with fantastical expectations of reality because of the fantastical version of the book that we've been taught. Look at the picture. This registers with me, yeah, because it's just plain. If we can speak plain, I got one. I'm only using one verse. Only verse out the book I'm using today is Exodus chapter 7, verse 1. Because in it, you got the Lord telling Moses, "See, I have made you a god to Pharaoh." And hold on, let me read it so y'all understand everything I'm saying. Because it's always now. We got this thing called today, right? It's a brand new day, y'all. It's always now, man. And the Lord said unto Moses, "See, I have made you a god to Pharaoh." Not like a God, not as God. To Pharaoh, you are a God. Okay, who I just told you your Pharaoh was? King James? Look at the picture on the wall. And who else? Constantine? Look at the picture on the wall. Yeah, you a God to them. When you come out, when you get woke up and you get drawn from the waters, yeah, man, that's your title now, because that's the title your ancestors wore. But it come with he who was drawn from water, he who was drawn from the multitude. When you get pulled out of the world, right, your desires and your ambitions change. You no longer chase the world. So to the world, you seem strange. And what is it that once you go through your existential crisis and you go through your dark night of the soul, you come out of it, you're going to be like, well, what now? 3,000 people sold everything they had and built them a community. That's what now. You understand who you are, man. Script, it's all a script. You know you can make your script, right? You can put you down, you a script, and stick to your script, right? And whatever script you put down that you and your body of people decide to put down and stick to, that's what it is, right? Because these are public servants. They got to respect what y'all done put down. That's their title. But you in upside down backwards world under spell, not knowing who you are. But they tell you who they are, public servants. Whose servants are they? Yours. Why? Why you got servants? Who got servants? Royalty have servants. Oh, okay. Who have people handle their affairs for them? Royalty have people handle their affairs for them. That's who do it. Excuse me if I'm interrupting your government ordained day to celebrate your labor. Catch it. I say, excuse me if I'm interrupting your government ordained day, God, to celebrate and recognize your labor. Excuse me. But that's what the people did. That's why it's in the book of Acts. Because once you get it and you really believe it and you accept this about yourself, all right, well, baby, it's time to act. Time to act. So what did the acts include? People started building their own community. They weren't building no churches, y'all. The people were the church. The church built a community. What is a church? A non-profit organization? Okay. Ain't nobody gonna catch that. Yeah, man. All we dealing with is paperwork, man. It was some anytime. Okay, so when did this happen before since it's always now? They called it Greenwood, Tulsa, Oklahoma. It was a community of your people that was independent. and putting it down. What happened to it? They burnt it down. So what do that mean? That when we build our community, we got to have us a law and we got to have us a militia. I'm just being real. Uh-oh. If we're going to build a community, and we've seen examples every time we build our own independent communities, what they do to them, yeah, we're going to have a militia. We're going to have some people that's willing to put their life on the line for the community. So when you say you don't have a law no more, this is Rome playing with you. This is the UK playing with you because they know as long as you run around here saying you don't have a law and you're not under no law, they get to do to you whatever they want to do to you because you don't have a nation. You have no power. You have no authority. You have no say. You don't have no law. You under their law. And according to their law, they get to do to you whatever. They get to displace you whenever they feel like displacing you. They get to work you till you can't work no more, deny you medical coverage, and displace you when they feel like they want to. They send whoever they want to your neighborhood. They open up them borders and send them people to your neighborhood, nigga. They displace you when you don't got no law, remember? You got a belief. Nations can't be maintained off of belief. So it wasn't said that the law was saving you, saving your soul. Ain't nobody who said your soul needed saving in the first place. The law was saving you as far as staying and being a nation and not being enslaved, not being scattered. That's what the law saved you from. But once you say you didn't have no law, soon as they got you to say you ain't have no law, you've been scattered ever since. You ain't had a nation since. Remember? Who made the law? He who was drawn from water. Man, those of us that wake up, realize who and what we are, form a body of people, we create our own law, we form our own community. That's what we saying. That's what he's saying. Because it was the law that made the people into a nation, right? Talking about the kingdom. I thought we was talking about the kingdom. My bad. I thought we was talking about the kingdom, man. What we talking about? Democrats and Republicans? That's not. That's just. I'm saying we can set up who. The way we are geared to think is that we can't have our own. We can't buy land and build homes and take care of our own needs and create our own life. We think we can't do that, or there's something wrong with it, or I don't know what it is or why it is our people have in our mind, but that's what Acts is saying that they did. In Acts chapter 2, verse 44, that's what your Bible is saying these people did. The believers, none of the believers clocked in. They had trades. They had skills that they put to work and use for the community, in the community. None of these people was clocking in. Now, why do you think Rome had a problem with them? None of them. They was done with the system. That ain't what we got going on with the picture on the wall and the believers in the institution of it. They can't wait to go to work Monday morning, 2 in the morning. They mad it's a holiday and they ain't got to go to work tomorrow. We ain't talking about building our own communities and seeing to our own needs independently. That's not what your pastor or your preacher but that's what they was doing. The collection was for the communities. It wasn't for the church building. The community of people that had their own land, their own houses and stuff, collection was from community to community to see what each other need. It had nothing to do with no church building. Your pastor been lying to you when he reads you 1 Corinthians chapter 16. He lying with his whole heart and all his might when he hit you with that verse and pass that collection plate around like it was a commandment. He lying. It's not what that's talking about. The problem is he learned the Bible from a Christian college. I'm telling you, I'm sharing with you. I know me when I see me. I know my culture when I see my culture. I know my people when I see my people. When your eyes open, you can see. So yeah, Moses went back to his family tree. Let's get back to that. Because you don't have a family tree no more, because you don't know who your ancestors are or who you come from. What you have is a bush. You got a little baby tree. But it's still at that bush where you're gonna learn who I am and who you are. And YHWH is pronounced you. It mean I am. That's the fruit Moses got from that bush. The fruit of the tree. From then, this is when Moses goes to the mountaintop and eat and drink with God. Moses, Aaron, and Abihu and the 70 elders of Israel went up and saw God. They saw God and they ate and drank. And God did not lay a hand on the elders of Israel. That's when Moses come back in this. He now he got the title. He know who I am. So after he come back out the mountaintop, what is the most high point in this realm? If the kingdom is within you, then that's the most high point. So once you go within to that most high point, you're gonna come down, man. When you gonna come down knowing who you are. Why? Because remember what was in your subconscious? It's not in your subconscious no more. Now it's in your conscious. Now you know. Now you're aware. So when you pull back up on Pharaoh, I pull back up as a God to Pharaoh. No, it ain't no longer asking what do I get to do. I'm pulling up letting Pharaoh know, man, I got laws and yeah, man, that's what we talking about. Moses come back with the law, didn't it? And it was the law that made the people into a nation. Now we got some protection from Pharaoh legally. According to the laws that govern other nations. I have a right to protect myself as a nation from this nation. I'm no like you can't just call me a crook or a criminal no more. I'm a nation. I got my own laws and I got my right to protect myself from you as a nation. You did? Is y'all picking up what's being put down and what the spell that you've been put under? Why you celebrate your government ordained day to recognize your labor. You did? Why you celebrate your government ordained day? G-O-D? I see you, son. I'm finna hit you right now. That's my son. Yeah. Why G-O-D is what they called it. So anybody got questions or comments while I pause right quick and make this phone call. I got little Corey trying to get through. Let me hit him up. Ah, mic check, 1 2 1 2, y'all. Appreciate everybody that's in here rocking with me. Give me 1 second. Give me 1 second, y'all. Hey, peace, God. What's happening?
The beach.
Yeah, that's what I've been hearing you trying to see. What time you want to go? I think they shut down at like 8 o'clock.
Okay, we're ready whenever y'all want to.
All right. Let me wrap up here, and then I'm gonna hit you up.
You said what?
I say, let me wrap up here, and then I'm gonna give you a call.
Alright.
Bet. Yeah, y'all, we finna hit the beach. Yeah, y'all, we finna hit the old beach. See what's going on out here today. But we got a little bit of time before I take off. So anybody got questions, comments? That was my son I was just talking to. It's a real deep story with that. How it work, how the cycle work. How you don't gotta chase nothing that's for you. You don't gotta chase nothing that's for you. Spiders, I ain't seen a spider hunt nothing, man. That spider gonna build him a web and wait. But I'm just showing you how your family tree got tore apart. And now you got you a bush. Until you go back to your family tree and learn who you are, you're going to have to eat from another tree and learn about who they are. Might be why you don't know who your great-great-grandfather is, but you can trace the character on the wall. You can trace his lineage all the way back to Adam. Might be why, huh? Because your preacher didn't tell you the real story of the tree of life and the tree of knowledge of good and evil. See, your family tree is the tree of life. That's where you come from. That's how the life in you manifests. That's what it manifests through. Your family tree. That's your tree of life, but you've been cut out from it intentionally. Look at the picture on the wall. Because the picture on the wall represents somebody else's ancestors, according to the picture. And they get to say that their ancestors is God, and their ancestors is the most perfect human that ever existed. But if you venerate or recognize your ancestors, you going to hell. So you learn their family tree. Yeah, man, how many times you heard them quote the lineage of Moses and I'm from the, you know this family tree and that family tree. But I asked you about your great-great-granddaddy on your daddy's side. What he used to do. What about your great uncles? Huh? Grandmamas. What they name was. I mean, you know the character on the wall, you know his family tree in detail. Look like somebody took the time to keep up with their family tree or they claim to a family tree. But what about your tree? The tree of life didn't look appealing to you, huh? Not like they tree. They tree looked all decorated and built all the way up. Your tree didn't look like much of nothing, huh? You can only go far back as your great-great-granddaddy, maybe. And even that don't really mean shit to you, so your tree ain't really shit. But they tree, look at they tree, though. I want to eat off they tree. Well, Moses was at the burning bush. It was lit. It looked like it was on fire. You see, you got soul, right? You got soul. It's lit. It's like it's on fire. It's a fire in you. You know what I'm saying? Even though it's just a little bitty bush. Man, y'all got this fire in y'all, man. Y'all got this soul in y'all that just don't seem to ever get extinguished. And that little fire y'all got in y'all don't got nothing to do with the size of the tree. You can cut that tree down, or that tree can get long and big and overshadow all other trees. Boy, that same fire gonna be in that tree. That's how you know what tree it is. Cause it's lit. It got soul. Light, knowledge, wisdom, and understanding of what? The kingdom, which is where? Within you, who you are. Ain't that what been hidden from you, my nigga? Well, where you come from then? Who named you, nigga? Who named you, nigga? That ain't your name, is it? Where you come from? Did your slave master look like the picture on the wall? Did you know master and Lord, that's the same thing, Lord mean master? Who named you, nigga? Mm-hmm. Who told you who you was? Did they tell you his story? I bet you they did. Now you mad at me. But yeah, man, let me get on up off of here and get ready to go kick it with Lil Quarter. And then kick it with the people, with the tribe later on. On top of that, got a full day ahead. So I appreciate y'all rocking with me, kicking it with me, liking, sharing, supporting. And yeah, I'm gonna drop this one on YouTube for the people that like to hit rewind and pause and write stuff down. That's what's up. Till next time, and y'all enjoy y'all day. Let me get on up out of here.